Coming up on Mountain News this morning, more than 170 people remain missing as rescue efforts continue after deadly flooding in Texas. And flash flooding in Mexico turned streets into rivers. Local officials there say the floods claimed the lives of at least 3 people.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this July 10th. It's 6 o'clock this morning and time for a check of our weather with meteorologist Eric Dean today. And it is hot, Eric. I know you're not dressed for that weather. I feel like I'm more dressed for it outside.
I mean, no matter how you slice and dice it, yellow is the color of,
yeah.
It is cool. A cool shirt, by the way. I tell you what, Amelia, though, this picture on the tower cam looks a little deceiving because it's got that blue tint to it. It almost, Amelia, looks like it's winter with that blue tint on the tower cam there. So here's a little cool thought for you. Temperatures right now in the 60s and 70s. If we can go ahead and call up the temperatures to see if this will work. There we go. Temperatures right now in the 60s and 70s. 72 in Somerset, 74 in Monticello, 70 in Manchester, 68 in Hazard. There's live pinpoint Doppler radar. All is quiet right now, and this will get a break for the next couple of hours until we get into the afternoon and evening hours. There's your big BOLA forecast for today. Keeping the storm chances in the forecast. Temperatures in the mid-70s by 10, 81 by noon. The current time is 6:01. We'll toss it back to Amelia.
In Louisville, police continue to look for the suspect they believe was responsible for shooting and killing 2 women. 35-year-old LaBradford Jamar Ward is accused of killing Amia Cox and Sunita Simmons. The shooting happened early Monday morning. Ward is wanted for murder and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. He's considered armed and dangerous. 1 woman is dead after a crash in Jefferson County. It happened at around 3:30 yesterday afternoon on the Eastern Parkway in Louisville. Louisville Metro Police say 1 woman was heading east when they tried to make a left-hand turn, then hit another woman heading west. The impact caused 2 cars to hit another vehicle. Police say a woman driving 1 vehicle died from her injuries at the hospital. Her name has not yet been released. A day of relief for Crystal Rogers' family after prosecutors secured 2 more convictions in the case. Her boyfriend in July 2015, Brooks Houck, found guilty of murder, and his employee, Joseph Lawson, found guilty of conspiracy to murder. Hundreds of people welcomed the Ballard family home. Crystal's maiden name prior to marriage. The Nelson County Sheriff says that kind of support has always been there for this case, but he's never seen anything quite like Tuesday night.
Do you believe that as well?
I believe so. I believe so. They got nothing else to lose. Nothing but room to gain. And when you have a spot to gain, maybe they'll show some remorse.
The answer by the sheriff was in reference to Crystal Rogers' children, saying they believe they'll find her body one day. Final sentencing for Houck and Lawson is scheduled for August 21st. In Logan County, West Virginia, a man faces charges after a state fire marshal inspector says he was selling fireworks illegally. Nick Harvey was found to be selling illegal fireworks at a roadside display in Chapmanville. The fire marshal inspector says Harvey did not have the required permits and certificates that all vendors are required to have, and the site did not meet any safety requirements required by law. Harvey was given 4 citations as a result. Also in West Virginia, a new trial date is set for a man originally found guilty of murdering 4 members of his family. Gavin Smith was found guilty on all charges and received 3 life sentences for the crimes in 2022. But back in June, the West Virginia Supreme Court of Appeals issued an order vacating the convictions, allowing Smith to receive a new trial. A pretrial hearing is set for 10 o'clock on November 6th, and a new trial date is set for November 17th. The Trump administration plans to potentially cut the Appalachian Regional Commission funding by a major amount, which could pose a risk to a wide variety of projects. WYMT's McKinley Calandrino spoke to some officials about why they're concerned.
The
The Trump administration has plans to potentially cut the Appalachian Regional Commission funding by 93% for the 2026 fiscal court year. More than 80 organizations throughout Appalachia voiced their concerns to Congress and the Appropriations Committee through a letter.
It's been a really important federal agency that has helped communities recover and grow, create new jobs, and it's one of the best agencies for folks in our region to work with because it's so focused on our issues and our communities. It's really catered towards our problems and solutions that actually work for our Appalachian communities.
The cut is proposed to drop from $200 million to $14 million, which Barnes says is nearly enough to cover the hours of operations as well as the hours of work for staff members. Officials say this cut could impact a variety of projects, including outdoor recreation, opioid recovery programs, manufacturing projects, and workforce development. President and Executive Director of Pine Mountain Partnership says the commission has been and continues to be a driving force in the Appalachia Renaissance. We must maintain momentum in order to build a more diverse, sustainable economy.
Appalachia is a very unique region and has unique problems and challenges, but we also have unique strengths. And I think that there's a lot that could be improved about the federal government and how different agencies operate, but this is one where it's actually an example of government working well and working in partnership with the people that it impacts.
If the cuts are made, experts say local governments could be heavily impacted throughout the mountains. In Perry County, McKinley Calandrino, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials with Appalachian Voices is hoping that Congress will reject the Trump administration's proposed budget cut and recognize the value of ARC and its need for continued funding. Well, nearly 120 people are dead due to the devastating flooding in Texas. More than 170 are still missing as rescue efforts continue. Thousands of first responders and volunteers have been scouring the Guadalupe River, which rose more than 20 feet in less than 3 hours during its peak. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has vowed to continue searching until all of those missing are found. Well, flash flooding in New Mexico turned streets into rivers. This extreme flooding tearing through the town. Local officials there say the floods claimed the lives of at least 3 people in the city. The floods were caused by heavy rain that led to a rapid water rise in the area, which rose to a record-breaking 20 feet.
All right, current time is now 6:07. Here's a look at your travel forecast. If you have plans to go to an amusement park, we'll see temperatures in the upper 80s, low 90s in your Holiday World, as well as Kentucky Kingdom, mid 80s towards Kings Island, 93 in St. Louis. Throughout the Commonwealth, we'll see temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s. Owensboro going to 90, Paducah going to 89, Somerset going to 87, Lexington 87 as well. Throughout the region, look at Huntsville, 87, Atlanta 86, 88, and Charlotte. Airport delays as of right now. Looks like all is quiet throughout the region. Take a look here at the nation. Looks like all is quiet as well. I'll have your complete first alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Amelia.
Well, thanks for joining us on Mountain News this morning at 6:08. Kentucky